NBA Finals Game 4 is this Wednesday night. San Antonio at New York. Spurs are back in it. They're not going to get swept. It's 2-1. Do they tie it up 2-2 or do the Knicks take a commanding 3-1 lead? I've got the answer. Game 4 winner. Free plays with analysis, including some player props coming up right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on Wager Talk TV. We're breaking down your Game 4 NBA Finals. Going to let you know how to bet this game and make some money on Thursday night, or Wednesday night rather. Not Thursday night, Wednesday night. And don't forget, Game 5 will be Saturday night. They give them the 2 days of travel back to San Antonio because there will be a Game 5. So make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell here on Wager Talk TV so you know when every free play video is posted for the NBA Finals, and also some daily free baseball videos here on the channel as well. Click subscribe, click the bell for instant alerts. And hey, thumbs up, like. If you're on your mobile device, click that hype button as well, and I'll keep these videos coming. All right, I gave you the Spurs in Game 3 on Monday night. Also had it as a strong client best bet for my clients at wagertalk.com. And, you know, I did the video late Saturday night. We posted it Sunday. And then I posted the best bet on Sunday night, nice and early for my clients. And then as I started reading the comments here on the videos Monday, I started feeling even better about the selection. You know, Monday afternoon, we'd already had about 15,000 views here of this video. And as you'd always know, I read the comments, I reply back, and I've never, honestly, in all the hundreds of videos I've done, I don't think I've ever seen more one-sided action in the comment section. Everybody's like, Knicks, Knicks, Knicks. Steve, how were you on the Spurs in games 1 and 2? Knicks are the better team. They've won 13 straight, blah, blah, blah. Look, we don't just blindly fade the public, but the Knicks were about as public as it came on Monday night, so I was feeling pretty good about that. And as I thought would be the case, returning home did not help New York. They had not played a home game for 18 days. It had been almost 3 weeks when they played Cleveland back on May 21st. Hard to imagine, but keep in mind they won games 3 and 4 on the road, had a full week off, and then beat San Antonio on the road, had a few more days off. It had been over 2.5 weeks since they played at home. The hoopla, the happenstance, whatever you want to call it, was insane. Celebrities, the president, the mayor, everyone in between, Stephen A. Smith, they were all there. And the ruckus, I thought, would actually be a distraction. Now, I'm not sure that was the case, but the Knicks did not start off well. San Antonio out to a 7-0 lead. I also felt like the Spurs fed on that energy. In fact, when they were playing the warm-up song for the Knicks before the roster announcement, you could see Wemby shaking and dancing. He was loose. He was ready to go. I loved seeing that. I knew that was a good sign. And he was physical as well. Little football block on Brunson that went uncalled, or elbow, whatever it was in the first half. Spurs came to play, and I still think they're the better team in this series. And people are like, Steve, how can you say that? The Knicks beat them in both games. Well, first of all, if Wemby hits the final shot in Game 2, it's a 2-1 Spurs lead right now in this series. Well, it's 1-1. Maybe the Spurs don't play as hard in Game 3, but you get my point. The Spurs have still led more percentage of minutes in the 3 games, despite being down 2-1. They've held double-digit leads in all 3 games in this series. They haven't been outplayed. It was a bad fourth quarter in Game 1, and then they also got behind in Game 2 in the second half and made the big comeback, came up short. Got behind in the second quarter in Game 3 the other night, but then they turned it on the second half and dominated, outscoring them by 11, winning 3 of the 4 quarters. So now the question becomes, do the Spurs keep it going or do the Knicks bounce back? You know, normally I'd look for a Class A team like the Knicks to bounce back off a loss at home in Game 4, but one of my favorite angles in all the playoffs over the decades is to play the better team in Game 4 when it's 2-1, especially if the better team is trailing, because they don't let up. We saw the Spurs fully focused. They knew their season was on the line in Game 3, and I don't think anything has changed here. I feel the Spurs still have matchup edges, and they're the better team. So if you're going to play it, I would take the +2, 2.5 with San Antonio. I'd rather have the better team getting points here in a focused Game 4 spot. Now, why do I say that they have matchup edges? Why do I say they're the better team? A lot of you were blasting me for looking at regular season stats. Well, first of all, regular season stats matter because they play 82 games against all the same teams. Now, the playoffs matter also, and the Knicks are playing excellent basketball, but so are the Spurs. They just beat the defending world champs Game 6 and then Game 7 on the road. The Knicks ranked slightly ahead of the Spurs in the playoff stats, but they also played easier opponents in the Eastern Conference. But over the regular season, the Spurs had the better offense and the better defensive efficiency metrics over 82 games. I think that matters. And if you just look at the matchups here, the Knicks are still struggling to score down low. Brunson takes the ball to the hoop. Yes, he got a couple floaters off in Game 3. He's an amazing player. He's one of my favorites. But Wemby is a factor. In fact, the numbers don't lie. In Games 1 and 2, when Wemby was on the court, the Knicks shot 38% from the field. When Wemby was off the court in the first 2 games, they shot 56%. Wemby has to keep playing extended minutes. Now, yes, he had the extra day of rest on Monday. He's only got 1 day here, and he did play a lot of minutes in Game 3 the other night, and boy, was he good. 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. the youngest player in NBA Finals history to do that. He surpasses Magic Johnson, who is pretty damn good as well. Wemby played 38.5 minutes with the 32 points overall, and he had 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He was the first to be 35-5. He finished with 32, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He was even better than 35-5. Youngest player to ever do that. Vassell had double digits. In fact, 6 players for the Spurs had double digits. I thought Dylan Harper, despite being 5 for 18, still had 13 points, looked really good in 32 minutes off the bench. He was only 1 for 8 from 3, though. They need less threes from him. The matchup problem, though, is Karl Anthony Towns isn't able to score down low as easily. He's not taking as many threes as he should, which surprises me. He only took 2. He was 0 for 2 from three-point range. And Anunoby was 9 for 13, including 3 for 7 from 3. Josh Hart was 4 for 7 from 3. He didn't score in the first 2 games, basically, and he has 16 points, and they still lose. And Brunson ended up with 32, and they still lose. So the point is, it's a tough matchup down low. I've told you I've liked player props for the Knicks 3-point attempts over, and boy, did that work well in Game 2 when I first gave it to you. Well, it worked well in Game 3 also, as we had Anunoby and Hart taking 7 each, Brunson taking 5. I still think that's the way to play this. Mikal Bridges, by the way, disappeared. He had 5 shot attempts, only made 1 of them, 0 for 3 from 3, had only 2 points. Shamet playing 23 minutes. You know when Shamet's playing 23 minutes, there's a matchup problem. They have him out there to try to take some threes, but he was only 1 for 7. My point is, when San Antonio plays their A game, as they did the other night, and we've seen at times in this series, they're the better team. So despite being down 2-1, don't let that fool you. I like the Spurs here, plus the 2.5. Could have got them at plus 350 to win the series. Now it's plus 150. But if they tie this up 2-2, they're going to have home court back, and they're going to be back in this series. So if you're going to play it, I would take the dog in San Antonio. I still think the better overall team. You all blasted me in the comments in Game 3 for saying that. Hey, blast away. I do love the feedback. I love the comments. Once again, if you're going to make a comment below, include some analysis to support your reasoning. I'm giving you 20 minutes of analysis here in the video supporting my reasoning. You might agree or disagree. That's what makes a two-way betting market, right? So I love the support. Drop your comments below. Let me know how you think Game 4 is going to play out. Side, total, player props. Include some analysis so we can all learn and earn and win together and debate together here on Wager Talk TV. Keep it friendly, though, right? Keep it friendly. Don't be a sucker. 99% of you are great, but that 1%, set the sucker straight, you other 99%. Keep it clean. Keep it friendly here on Wager Talk TV because it's all against us in the books, right? We're not betting against each other. We're all betting against the sports books. We all want to win. So let's do it together here on Wager Talk TV. As far as the total real quick, 216.5, pretty much where the game number 3 number was. I gave you the over in the Game 3 video. That was an easy winner, 226 points. Knicks did not score much in the first quarter, only 22 points, but they still got to 54 combined, and then they put up 42 in the second quarter. Once again, it's going to come down to if the Knicks are hitting threes or not. If the Knicks are hitting threes, this game's going to get over, and the Knicks are going to win and cover. If they're not hitting the threes, it's going to be a different story. New York, by the way, was 13 for 37, 35% from three-point range in game number 3 the other night. The Spurs did lead, by the way, 78% of the minutes. The Knicks only led for 16% of that game, despite pulling ahead at halftime. As far as player props go, I mentioned the 3-point attempt props. I've given it to you games 2 and 3. It's been working pretty well with the Knicks. And I think it continues to work because they can't score down low when Wemby is out there. So whoever you want to play, Anunoby had a bunch, Hart had a bunch. Mikal Bridges only had 3. Maybe he takes more. He was kind of non-existent. So if they look to shut down Anunoby or Hart in this game, they've kind of been leaving Hart open. Maybe they don't do so as much here. Mikal Bridges, 3-point attempts over. Shamet had whatever you want to say, 1 for 7. He probably gets minutes again. They probably leave him open again. Karl Anthony Towns, I think, has to take more threes than just 2 of them, so I think his 3-point attempts could be over. Karl Anthony Towns points also maybe up and over. He was pretty good in first 2 games, disappeared in game 3. But I'd rather have some San Antonio guys up and over. As I mentioned, 6 players, their top 6 guys all had double digits in game number 3. Castle was huge. He had 23. I think he had like at least 18 in the first half. Fox was 0 for 5 from 3, just 4 for 14 from the field. You know, he hadn't looked healthy, and I'd said be very careful with Fox in recent games. But he had a huge game 2 the other night with over 20 points. So I do think he's okay now. I think he might get some more looks. So maybe a little Darren Fox up and over. Even though he got 12, he didn't shoot that well. And Vassell only had 4 shot attempts. Surprising. I think he might get more here as well. We're always looking for a kind of a zigzag approach with player props. I'd be careful with Wemby, although I like the Spurs in this game. He does have a tendency to zig and zag. If you like the Spurs, you have to figure Wemby props over. So you're going to either get the Spurs and Wemby over, or you're just going to be wrong. And he does zig and zag, but the fact that they're down 2-1 still, I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas in this game. Fatigue is the only concern I have with Wemby and the Spurs in general here in Game 4. So Vassell over, Fox over, maybe worth a look. Harper, once again, 32 minutes off the bench, 18 shot attempts, got to 13 points. If he gets anywhere near 18 shot attempts again, he is going to get up and over. And he's also getting a lot of his points at the hoop. He only had 1 3 and only 2 free throws. He was taking the ball to the hoop. He's a true rookie. What is he, like 20 years old, I think? He only played 1 year at Rutgers, and he's already started to dominate off the bench. Castle in his second year. Hey, the Spurs might not win the championship this year, but they're going to win 3 of the next 5 is my prediction. And that might not even include this year. 3 of the next 5, and it might not even be this season because they have so much young talent. And Harper could really be a superstar. He's already showing glimpses off the bench as a true rookie, kind of what Castle did last year, and Castle's getting even better as well. And, of course, tremendous upside with Wemby. So I don't think the Spurs are out of it. That's the way I'd play Game 4, some player props as well. Let me know your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below so we can all learn and earn and win together here. And don't forget, there will be a Game 5. A couple travel days, and then Saturday night, Game 5. We'll get it up either Thursday or Friday for you, so make sure you click the bell when you subscribe here to Wager Talk TV so you get an instant alert. And in the meantime, don't forget about the free baseball videos throughout the week here on the channel as well. So thumbs up, like, and if you're on a mobile device, click the hype button as well. Much appreciated. All right, now you can get my personal best bets, the games I'm using. You know, sometimes I do make these NBA plays best bets. As I mentioned, I upgraded the Game 3 Spurs play to a strong 4% client play on Monday. I'll let you know if I have anything for the Wednesday night game on my page at wagertalk.com. And, of course, daily Major League Baseball. That is your bread and butter bankroll builder, your 4 Bs. Bread and butter bankroll builder on a daily basis until football begins. We're only a couple months away from football, so build that bankroll this summer with baseball. And my baseball is red hot, perfect sweeps the last couple nights as I record this video, and we'll look to keep it going all summer long. You know, single plays are 25, 1 day is 39, or how about 3 days for 69? Nope, how about 6 days for 69, dude? That's right, buy 3 days, get 3 days free is still available, and they're stackable. You can buy multiple 6-day packages and use them week after week and select your start dates before this special offer expires. Stack them and buy multiple 6 days for 69, dude. No promo code needed. And don't forget also about the daily free play on my page. Bonus free baseball play every day with analysis. Go get Wednesday's free play. Check out the strong best bets. Check out the special offers, including the buy 3, get 3 free. And get there quicker. Steve Merril, wagertalk.com with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Also follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L. You know the deal. MERRIL at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.